Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully load our both of this page by our this URL, right? Now if they have one issue, like here it's not getted our all that CSS images, and also you can see if the link, everything is not work perfectly. So now we have to change it. We have to send all that requests now to our server, because right now that is loaded from our server, right? So if you want to do that work, we have to do simple work. We have to go to our view file, that is our view, and that is our first file as a bicycle. Okay, and into this bicycle you can see I have already added our server will be started from slash, and also our another one will be as a slash and then bicycle, right? So here only we have to do, here we have to pass that request to our server by this. So right now we don't need any dot, I simply remove it. Okay, so that is our index.css. Now that will be get our index.css, and that is one of the CDN version. So right now here we don't need to do anything, which is totally fine. And also you can see there is images. Okay, for the images also we have to pass that our by default one, that means our server request as a slash, and then there is on the link. Right now there is on the static link as a overview.html. So right now here I have already created that URL. Our URL will be as a bicycle, and after that bicycle then that will be as a one of the ID, right? That is one of the query string. So here also you have to pass one of the query string. So first of all I have to do and to copy it. That is a bicycle, so that will be here, we don't need this. Okay, that will be a server, and then that will be as a bicycle. Okay, and after that bicycle here we have to pass one of the query string. So if you want to pass that query string, right now I manually pass it, literally will make it as a dynamic. That will be on the ID, like I want to get that as a 0 ID data. Okay, so that is our query string. Great, I simply pass it, which is totally fine, and also they have no link. Okay, so right now that is enough. So that will be enough for our this page, which is totally fine. Now I want to do and to click as a save all, and also that is another page as a overview.html. Here also you have to do the same, like here I want to pass that as only slash, which is totally fine. And then there is a picture, so for the picture I want to do and to pass it only slash, which is totally fine. And also there are some of the text. Okay, they have some of the text, and then some of the link. Okay, that is some of the link, right? And this link will be redirected to our home page. That means right now that will be only slash. Better I make it only slash. Okay, that is our bicycle.html, but that means that will be our home page, right? For the home page I have already created as a slash. Right now that should be redirected to our slash. And then there is one of the SVG icon, which is totally fine. Here we don't need to change anything. Right now if you click as a save all, and now if you go to our page, and that is our home page, now click as a refresh, and here right now I have updated that URL. You can see it's now I have updated as a bicycle, then slash ID 0. So if you click it, now you can see it's now redirected to our another page. Right now there is a static one, we will make it as a dynamic. Okay, so here now we have one by one we have to load all that our images. Here if you run it like I show you, if you go to our index, into this index area here, after that I want to show what type of request actually is now get. I click as a console log. Okay, with the console, with this console log I want to do and to display our requested URL. Okay, now what type of URL actually is now get, I show you that it will be as a request and requested URL. Okay, I loaded that requested URL. And now if you click as a save all, okay, if you click as a save all, and now if you go back and click as a enter, and now again I go to our terminal, and with this terminal you can see it's now getted that as a icon, that is a slash icon SVG. Okay, and if you go to our home page, into this home page I click as a enter. Right now this page, now what data is actually get it, that is a slash 0 and then dot the PNG. Okay, now that means it's actually get that PNG. Okay, now we have to add it one by one. We have to add it in particular that position. So better here. Okay, here after this, before this else, I want to do and to add another else if condition. Okay, I simply added that else, and then else if condition I simply added it. Okay, so in particular that position area, first of all I want to do and to check it. Okay, in our slash, that means that is our slash, right? Into this slash area, what exactly the data is getted. Like here I want to do and to get that issue, it should be check is that have any PNG or not. So I want to do and to use that as a PNG. So with this, it will be check the data as a PNG, and if this PNG as a capital character or the small character, if you want to make it as a case sensitive, that is another argument. I have already discussed about that things with you. That is the I. Okay, so now with this we can actually make it as a case insensitive. So if that is actually capital character or the small character, it doesn't matter. And I want to get this PNG into the last. Okay, that means into the last area, that will be displayed. For the reasons here I want to add one of the $sign. Okay, I simply added that $sign. Great. And into this position, there is one of the dot, and this dot is regular expression, one of the a special character. So if you use that as a special character, here we have to use that as a backslash. Okay, so I simply added that things in here. So now with this regular expression, we can now actually check it after that our text either have any PNG or not. Okay, so now I want to check our URL. So now that will be as a test. I want to load that test, and with this I want to check it if there have any here I want to pass that our requested URL. Okay, so that is our requested URL. So now with this regular expression, it should be check that is in our URL area, there have into the last area there have any PNG or not. And now I want to read this file. Okay, that means in our public, and with the public there is images, and that is all that our images, right? Now if you want to access, that means if you want to read this file, then what exactly you have to do? Better I take one of the constant variable. Okay, constant, I want to take one of the constant variable. I just name it as an image, and that is one of the asynchronous function. For the reasons here we have to pass that as a await, and to the await and then the fs, right? With this fs I want to access our method name as a read file, and into this read file area now we have to allocate our path, right? Better here I want to use that as a backtick. Okay, I use that as a backtick, and into this backtick area, first of all that will be as a dot and then the slash, and then first of all that our folder name as a public. Okay, public, I simply write down as a public, and into this public area after that there is a image, there is an image folder, and after that image that should be as a dynamic, right? So there is a 0 index. You can see that is actually display our, there is a 0 and then there is a dot. So I want to take it from here, right? I want to take it from to this position. So for the reasons here I want to slice this one, right? So that I don't need this our first index means the 0 index. I want to get that things from our 1 index, and then that will be our 2 index. Okay, so if you want to remove it, then there is also another method, as I told you before, there is a slice method, right? With this method we can actually do it like there is a images, after that images there is our slash, right? So there is our slash, after that slash I want to slice out this 0. So if you want to do that work, so after that images I want to use that as a $sign, right? So that is a $sign, and into this $sign area there is a curly bracket, and then that is our from where exactly you want to remove. I will remove it from our requested URL. So that will be as a requested URL. Okay, from to the requested URL I want to call that our slice method. Okay, that will be as a slice. So that is a slice method, and into this slice method area first I want to slice our only first index. Okay, that means it will be started from our 1, so I make it as a 1. Great. Okay, I simply load that things in here, which is totally fine. I hope friend every part is very much clear to you. So now we get that image. Now I want to response it. That means that will be just like that same, but I copy it. Okay, I copy it, and after that I simply paste it. That will be as a right head, with this right head as a 200 content type, and content type will be right now not that text, that will be as an image, right? So I make it as an image. So that will be the image, and then I want to make it as a PNG. Okay, I make it as a PNG. So that will be the PNG, and here I get that our images in here. Now I want to do with our AND method, that is with our requested AND method, I pass that this image. Okay, I simply pass it. So now that should be loaded. That means all that images now should be loaded. Click as a save all. Okay, I click as a save all. Everything is running perfectly. Now go there, click as a refresh. Now our image is not visible here. If you go, that is also not visible, right? Our image is not visible. Why? What exactly the things I have done wrong? In our console, it's also not display any error. There is a else if condition, everything is look like perfect test, and then URL. You can see I make it as a response URL. So that will be not obviously response URL, that will be as a request URL, right? I have already done it a lot of the time. Like here You can see our URL actually comes from, that is one of the property of our request, not that response. So that will be obviously one of the request. Okay, so that will be as a request URL, and also here that will be as a request URL, right? I simply pass both of this in here. Right, now let's check this out. Click as a save all. Terminal running perfectly. Now go there, click as a refresh. Yes, you can see it's now perfectly get that our images, right? It's perfectly get this image. Go there. You can see it's also perfectly get this image, which is totally fine. So right now everything working, but here our CSS is not working, right? Here we have to work into the CSS right now. So now I want to get that CSS. If you want to do that work, that will be just like that same concept. Okay, so that will be just like that same. Here better I copy it. Okay, I copy that ALC. If I simply paste it, so now that will be check after that is our any CSS or not. Okay, like here you can see that is also get that as a index.css. So now I want to add the same condition, that will be check as a CSS, and then that will be our test, and then requested URL. Okay, from to the requested URL it will be check. I take one of the variable as a CSS. Okay, and then await fs function with the read file. It should be read from where there is a public, and then there is a CSS, right? So I make it as a public and then CSS, and after that CSS there is a index.css. Right now here we don't need to pass the dynamic data. I only want to do and remove everything. Okay, I simply remove everything. That will be as an index. Okay, index.css. I simply loaded that index.css. Great. And then our content type, now that should be different. Our content type would be as a text. Okay, text. That will be as a text, and then the CSS. Okay, so that will be our content type, which is totally fine. And then here I want to display our this CSS. Okay, so I simply loaded this. I hope every part is very much clear to you. Now let's check this out. Click as a save all. I simply click as a save all. Server is now successfully running. Now go there. Now refresh it. Yes, you can see it's now successfully get our CSS. So perfect. It's now perfectly loaded. If you go to our home page, okay, our home page, now click as enter. Yes, you can see it's perfectly getted all that our CSS, everything is work perfectly. And if you click it, perfect. Okay, friend, I hope you like it very much. Here everything is worked perfectly. So they have only one file is missing. One file you can see it's also suggested as a icon.svg. So this file is missing. So this file is missing. Here only you have to do that is our another format as a .svg, right? Our condition will be same. Better I from the here I would better I copy it. Okay, I copy it, and then I want to do and to paste it. Okay, so I simply click as a Ctrl V, which is fine. Now that will be as a .svg, right? So that will be sv, okay, svg. So svg file will be our, it will be check in our requested URL, and I take that name as a svg. Okay, svg. I take that name. Await function, it will be read file from which place? That will be from our images, and then there is a icons.svg. Okay, so that is in our public and the image. So that will be as an image folder, and our file name as icon. Okay, I make it as icon. I hope you understand it. It is very easy process. If you practice it, then everything will be more clear. Okay, friend. So now that will be our icon SVG. Great. And for the icon SVG, that will be one of the different type. Like here, our content type will be as image. Okay, image. And for the SVG, then that is another one as SV. Okay, SVG and plus XML. So that will be XML. Okay, there is a SVG plus XML, and then I take that our SVG file, all the data in here. Now that should be as SVG. Great. I hope every part is very much clear. Now our SVG should be loaded. Now click as a save all. Now our server is now running. Now go there. Now click as a refresh. You can see our SVG is now loaded. It's now perfectly loaded. Here I have also put on the link our home directory. Click it. You can see it's now redirected to our home directory. Here I have already added one of the only slash for our home. Right now everything is great. Okay, everything is great. I hope, friend, you get some of the idea how to get that all your CSS, how to get that images, okay, and also how to get that SVG. So that is the simple, all that process. Simply understand. Okay, friend, if you understand the core functionality, I hope after end of this course, JavaScript will be very much clear to you. In our next video, I want to load all that our data in here, and after that when you click it, then appropriate a specific ID data, then that will be loaded in our view page. Okay, how can make it dynamic in our next video? I will show you that things with the live example. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.